I've got another especially meaningful campaign endorsement that I would like to share, and it comes from Nassau Community Voices. Now, Nassau Community Voices is a coalition of nonprofit groups from and concerned citizens from across Nassau County, obviously, and these folks do work in housing and food assistance and homelessness, you name it. It's a great organization doing a variety of good work across the county. And this endorsement means so much to me because I'm a member of Nassau Community Voices, for one thing, but also it was at a meeting of Nassau Community Voices in January that really serves as the origin story of this campaign. I was at this meeting, and like so many of these meetings, and if you've done any activism work, you know what this is like. There's 6 people there. It's mostly the folks you see at all of these sort of meetings who are concerned about, the environment or healthcare or women's reproductive rights or the immigrant community. And someone had just gone to Tallahassee to visit the state legislature. It was in session at the time to lobby, for lack of a better word, even though they're just a regular citizen, on behalf of women's reproductive freedom. And they came back with an alarming piece of news, and that piece of news was that in Nassau County, both our state House representative and state senator were running unopposed. Both of the incumbents running unopposed. And when I heard that, I felt like stopping the meeting and saying, whatever else we're going to do here, we need to solve for this problem immediately. I wasn't sure if it was true, because I thought, there's all of this dissatisfaction, to say the very least, with the federal regime and what is taking place here in Florida. And there's been a lot of districts flip in special elections, and I thought, well, now surely someone's going to take advantage of that and stand up. And so the lady who mentioned this, I did not know at the time. She is now a good friend of mine and one of my campaign's greatest supporters. So I pulled her aside after the meeting and I said, "Are you sure that's right? Are you both of our state legislators are running unopposed this fall?" And she said, "Yeah." It's like, well, let's check this out. Let's each take a week to do some research, talk to people we know involved in politics here locally, and see if that is in fact the case. Maybe someone's check is in the mail, so to speak. So we both did that, and I called a handful of people, and I said, "Hey, who's going to run for state house?" And no, every single person. No one's running. No one's on the horizon. No one wants to run. And, after a few of these conversations, I'm starting to think, if no one's going to do this, I suppose I have to. If I'm going to talk about it, I suppose I have to be about it. I don't have kids. I don't mind public speaking. I work from home. I've got the time. I am passionate about these issues. I am building a community of local people who I do this kind of work with. If I get to the end of this research project, so to speak, and no one is going to run, then I'm going to have to do this. And there are all kinds of reasons not to run for office. You will lose money unless you're a corporate-backed candidate. You will give incredible amounts of your time, whatever your interests were previously, put them on the back burner. You open yourself up to all kinds of public criticism, fair and unfair. There are 100 good reasons why I shouldn't and don't and never felt called to run for public office previously. But the one reason to do this, which came out of this Nassau Community Voices meeting, and that is because I can't go into the polling booth on November 3rd and see both of my foul, villainous, book-banning, gay kid terrorizing corporate pro-development incumbents on the ballot with no opposition. Someone's got to fight. Someone's got to fight for the working people. Someone's got to fight for the public schools. Someone's got to fight for the environment. And if I could run in every single statewide race where an incumbent is running unopposed, I would do that to give people a choice. I felt compelled to give people a choice. And it is a stark choice in this case against an incumbent who loves banning books, who loves Confederate monuments, who loves terrorizing gay kids, who loves stacking the deck in favor of corporations and the wealthy and me. That's the choice. A working person compelled to public service, not out of an attempt to enrich myself personally like my millionaire opponent, but because I feel so strongly about the issues and protecting people and giving people a choice and giving people someone to stand up with and to stand behind. So that is why I am here. I have never aspired to public office. This is not the first rung in a ladder to something else. This is the work I was doing before, and it's the best way I could think of now to continue doing that work. And win, lose, or draw on November 3rd, I will pick up the work again. Give me 48 hours maybe to decompress, but I will pick up the work again because my life has been committed to this, to fighting for the environment and protecting rural, natural, and wild Florida. I've committed my life to social justice and equality and making sure that rights apply equally in Florida. Rights to a good public education, the right to vote, the right to simply exist without being terrorized in this state. So I want to thank Nassau Community Voices first and foremost for giving me a home in Nassau County for my activism and then for spurring me into this race and for endorsing my campaign for State House in District 15.